That moment you realize that your country is a hellscape of closet racists who don't have a scintilla of concern for their fellow citizens. Before 2020, I was a curmudgeon who was so curmudgeonly, it made others call me out on it. Now, turns out I was an optimist. For real, I'm having a hard time coping with the fact that my very poor opinion turned out to be mostly spot on. This is me, too. During the Bush 43 years, I got annoyed looks and comments for questioning, eventually, the wars, the jingoism in general, and the country's shift to with us or against us again. I had a hard time getting with the teary-eyed, flag-waving outpouring of emotion after September 11th. I saw the beautiful coming together, but I also saw a massive spike in intolerance, government overreach, and a kind of mindless collectivism. I voted for Obama, so was accused by my right-wing family of being an Obama lover and occasionally socialist or communist. My explanations of my vote changed nothing. They think I have twin photos of Obama and Mao in a shrine in my bedroom, I guess. Obama was a lesser of two evils thing for me. I had high hopes like many other people, but new reality would check them. I was critical of many of his actions, watering down the ACA, persecuting, not just prosecuting, whistleblowers, expanding the drone war in horrifying ways, suppressing dissent, e.g., the way Occupy was crushed, attacking journalism, e.g., charging journalists with terrorism-related crimes when they refused to give up their sources, etc. But I still believed he was a better choice than the alternative. Clinton did a lot of the awful stuff I hated about the Obama administration, so I wasn't super excited about her as a candidate, but Trump was pretty clearly worse, so I voted Clinton and was disappointed. And then the next 4 fucking years. My cynicism couldn't compete with the reality of this administration. Yes, I still criticize Obama/Clinton for a lot of their shit, and I think Democrats as a whole need some serious self-reflection about how carefully and passionately they blinded themselves to such anti-liberal, anti-American, anti-humanitarian actions just because they were done by the home team. But everything Obama/Clinton did, compared to what Trump has done, feels like the difference between finding your cat has crapped in your favorite shoes versus finding that a sewer line has broken and flooded your entire basement with shit. It's like going to a family reunion with memories of all your cool cousins from your teen years, and you get there to find out they're now all evangelical Zions. All their eyes are open too wide and they smile way too much while asking you about your walk with the Lord. And there's a green Jell-O mold with shredded carrots in it. And they like it. Yes, this happened to me once. Once I was invited to a party by a new coworker. I thought she was pretty cool, but the entire time, everyone made racist jokes and talking about killing the gays. I actually felt unsafe and called my husband in tears to come get me. Like this was before anyone was even drinking. So yeah, it's kinda like that. I've read, mostly anecdotes, about white folk opening up with their racism when they feel they're among a like-minded and entirely white crowd. That it's not a wildly uncommon thing. Usually these anecdotes get recounted because at least the person telling it didn't agree or wasn't a proud bigot. I just find that interesting as a half-white person who straddles the line between passing and not. I don't remember ever having an experience like that. Maybe I'm just lucky not to know many of those people well, or maybe not white enough for them to let their guard down. Reminds me of when I was in culinary school and made friends with the edgy-looking chick in class. She invites me to hang out one weekend. She says meet me at my place and I'll drive is to a party. Having just met her, I was hesitant, but thought I was being too uptight and relented. We drive 30 minutes to another town and arrive at house with WP paraphernalia and symbolism all over the walls.
I'm brown.
It was not cool. I ended up just hanging outside near the car smoking cigarettes and nursing my 40. Whenever anyone from inside the house would come out to invite me in, I would tense up and get ready to run. My friend finally figured out I was uncomfortable, white privilege/ignorance, and we peaced out. That was the worst hour of my young adult life. This happened 20 years ago. Yeah, it's scary out there. Even as a straight white dude doing my residency, I get doctors, people who are supposed to be educated, coming up to me thinking I support Trump and start saying nasty shit like, women just shouldn't be politicians, their periods make them too volatile. Or my last attending straight out telling me that in Russia they don't tolerate the gays and the trannies, unlike here. WTF? People are so open about their shitty opinions, and it has become so normalized now it's really fucked. I just keep reminding myself that this is why he wanted the count to stop tonight. We just have to get over this hump. The hump is an absolute mountain. The ugly truth that there are tens of millions of Americans out there that are perfectly happy with the absolute disaster that has been happening all around them. I just talked to a friend on the phone and was saying that in 2016 I could almost, just about, maybe buy that people wanted something new and it was naivete more than it was anything else. But this time, even if Biden pulls it out, nah. This time they know who they're voting for. They know who Trump is and they're saying yes, more of that please. In a fucked up way, I might take the grimmest kind of satisfaction if Trump wins, in the fact that he and his voters and his party are now going to have to own everything, including the COVID economic fuckery when it really begins to bite. I'm not even American for fuck's sake, and whilst I understand why Americans are focused, especially now, on their own country, I truly despair for what 4 more years of Trump would mean for the West as a whole. The thick, chewy irony of people who proudly think of themselves as pro-America and pro-Western values, literally voting for a man who openly wants to tear it to pieces. Fuck them. I am seriously disappointed in my country. Seems shady AF that there is a huge surge in voting, but the race is this close at the moment. I'd like to send a special fuck you to Kentucky for re-electing McConnell. I'd also like to extend a fuck you to South Carolina for keeping Graham in office. And last but certainly not least, a hearty fuck you to everyone that voted for Trump. Honestly, I've been excited in the days leading up to today. I was so fucking excited to get him voted out. Then I opened the election results and saw the sea of red. So now I've just been on the brink of tears for the last hour. Edit. Okay, I wasn't specific enough with my sea of red comment. When I say that, I mean I opened the AP election results, saw the sea of red, including a bunch of swing states, reviewed the percentage of reporting, and was fairly surprised that there was such a rush for Trump.